from atop the Harbor Drive pedestrian bridge here in downtown San Diego. Sun's going down here. Here exactly, you ask? On the Harbor Drive pedestrian bridge, because this is a pedestrian bridge that goes over Harbor Drive, so it's pretty aptly named. But the reason I'm here, I will tell you. So the reason I came out here, as I think a lot of you are aware, is that I am going to be attending this year's San Diego Comic-Con Special Edition 2021. And what's a special edition, you ask? I will tell you that as well. So I think a lot of you probably heard of San Diego Comic-Con in the past. It's been held out here for decades, 50 years in fact. And it was held every year, sometimes twice a year, up until 2020. We all know what happened in 2020. Pandemic shut down everything, including Comic-Con. So come last year, 2020, the traditional show was not held. They instead held the so-called virtual Comic-Con at Home event somewhere around the same time. Might have been the same weekend, I don't remember. But they kind of tried to approximate the feel and excitement of the con virtually. And it was fun. You know, we didn't have much else to do. We were all locked down, so, you know, we took it. But same thing happened earlier this year. The con was also canceled. But this year, they gave us this special edition. So, what's that all about? Let me switch hands here. So, Comic-Con Special Edition, it's a smaller version of the traditional Comic-Con. So normally, Comic-Con, what it's actually called, Comic-Con International San Diego, is a 4.5-day event held in the summertime, usually in late July. As you all are aware, this is late November. And rather than a big 4.5-day show, this is about a 3-day show, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. And it's basically a scaled down version of what has come before. There's a smaller, or probably very little presence from the movie studios, TV studios, whatnot, who often set up here. I could probably say this might be very similar to the shows of old. Possibly these started coming here in 90. But go ahead, thank you. So yeah, that's live video, folks. We lost our connection for a minute. Sorry about that. Waving a passerby on. But anyway, the convention center was a lot smaller back then. And it's gradually grown over the years. Like I say, well, what I'll do is I'll swing around and kind of show you the lay of the land. But it might stand to reason that this smaller show that's not even going to use the entire exhibit hall could be very much like the shows of old, going back to maybe the 90s, early 2000s, shortly after I started attending. So it'll be interesting to see, because there's definitely not the same level of excitement, but the town, it is Thanksgiving after all, and hope everyone had a great Turkey Day, or is having a great Turkey Day, and hope your team won in the football game. Mine did not. So anyhow, the Thanksgiving setting probably, by itself is going to cut down on some of the crowds, but that's not to say they couldn't have a decent turnout. There was an interview with the organizer who was projecting some 40,000-50,000 attendees. I don't know what he's basing that on, but it's possible that um, they could achieve that. They may not. I don't know. Typical attendance for a full-blown San Diego Comic-Con is well over that, somewhere around the neighborhood of 140,000. So yeah, it's different here, but it's no less fun. I was taking a walk around the Gaslamp district for the non-locals. That's kind of what they call the heart of downtown here, and definitely in terms of the con, there's no big hi baby, there's no big presence in terms of the hotels and whatnot. Always have big banners and signs plastered on the front, the restaurants, and there's none of that. In fact, tomorrow morning maybe I'll go down on the ground and kind of show you the difference of how it looks this year compared to past years. But yeah, it's the night before, and why don't I turn around here? I'm gonna see if I can't figure out how to do that, folks. All right, we're gonna flip right now. All right, so that's Harbor Drive going, I don't know, east, I guess. Now if I pan around, you can kind of see the makings of a nice sunset there. All right, so we'll start here. So what you're looking at there, that's the extreme end of the convention center. That's what they call Hall H. All right, and that's the big 6,500 seat room where they have all the humongous panels for all of the movies, all the TV shows, all the celebrities, and you may have heard of people literally camp out for days to get a seat in that hall, and once they do, they don't give it up. Hence the long lines. But there's none of that this year. There's no major celeb appearances. There's no movie or TV studio presence. Hall H, the big cavernous 6,500 seat Hall H. You know what they're going to use that for? They're going to use that for registration tomorrow. So there will be a line outside Hall H, but it's not to see Mark Hamill or somebody. It's for attendees and industry people to get their badge, and I will be among them tomorrow morning getting mine. So maybe I can zoom in a little here. So the length of that convention center is close to a half mile if I pan back. So the sunsets out here, yeah, I'm not going to say they're not pretty, but there's no clouds here, so that's all right. So it looks like I keep cutting out, guys, so I'm sorry about that. There's probably not much of a Wi-Fi signal here on top of the bridge, but anyhow, maybe I can zoom in and we can see what else we've got here. So that's just a condo building there. Let me zoom out again. All right, so you see that big tall building right there? That's my hotel. That's the Omni. And that is where I am staying. And that's the back side of it. The front side is often plastered with signs from last year or 2 years ago, I guess. They had big signs. I think it was The Simpsons or maybe Fox Animation Domination. I don't remember. But again, there's none of that, and I'll show you that tomorrow. And then just by way of curiosity, next door here, that is Petco Park. That is where the San Diego Padres play. during the season anyway. So that ballpark has actually been used for events also. In fact, in 2012, they did a zombie obstacle course, and I actually participated as a not as a walker, but as a runner, and I actually survived. I made it, and I won. I think I won a variant edition of the comic. But yeah, so that's shuttered right now. So it's like I said in the beginning, the vibe is totally different. But that's not to say it's bad. Walking through the gas lamp and not seeing the pervasive presence of Comic-Con is weird, but it's kind of nice to see this town for once closer to kind of the way it is all the time, and especially around the holidays, being Thanksgiving. It was kind of cool to see they have some of their garland up on the lampposts and whatnot. So for those of us who live in the northern climates, it's kind of cool to come to somewhere like here and see Christmas decorations when you don't have to wear a heavy coat and boots. So yeah, that's kind of what's coming up, everyone. Comic-Con Special Edition, a much smaller but stands to be no less fun version of Comic-Con, and I'm kind of looking forward to it. Kind of just one for being able to come to Comic-Con for the first time in over 2 years, and then just to see how different it is. So yeah, that's about it, guys. I don't know how many times this video cut in and out. Sorry about that. I'll try to keep that in mind for future ones. If I find I'm in an area with not much Wi-Fi, I may opt not to go live. I may just record a video and post it here. But yeah. Anyway, everyone, that's 'tis the night before San Diego Comic-Con Special Edition, and not a creature is stirring. So yeah, tomorrow morning, everyone, maybe around, I'll say 10:15 in the morning. That's Pacific time, so that'd be like 1:15 in the afternoon Eastern. I'm gonna go kind of on the other side of my hotel there, kind of on the other side of there, and I'll do a video from there and kind of give you the lay of the land of how it's looking this year and kind of compare that to what it typically looks like. So that's it, everyone. Thanks all for tuning in and watching, and this one's been kind of and looking to have fun at Comic-Con. So everyone, enjoy your Thanksgiving and your weekend. And if you're not, tune in tomorrow morning, and we'll have some more coverage. So thanks, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.